live.
We are. We are live. Live with episode 105. How do you like that? Pathfinder goodness, Pathfinder 2e goodness, that is. Different flavor from Pathfinder 1. So yeah, that's what we're doing for the past 2.5, probably more than that. Playing Abomination Vaults, and we're closing in. We're reaching the climax of this story here. Episode by episode. Had some deaths. Had some rebirths. And we're going to see what happens next. Anyway, we got our full cast here. We got Rachel and Kyle, Ted, and Dizzy. We're missing Jesse tonight. He's like every other week, really, and when he does play, it's remotely, which is okay. Till he gets things settled, anyway. Hopefully you'll see him more often. But, yeah. So, let's do our intros before we get into this, and we'll see who's going to do a little short recap for an extra hero point. Let's do our intros. Let's start off with Rachel. How you doing tonight, Rachel?
Hey, I was going to say good morning. Work's kind of still on my brain. That's my usual catchphrase. Hey, good morning, everybody. But it's actually evening for us. To get right into it, I play Aura Sirik in this session. She is an elf fighter. She's got a few tricks up her sleeve, but as far as other characters I've played, like Cypher and Althea, she's on the quieter side, very stoic. Just she tries to say little words and lets her fighting speak for her.
She does. Thanks, Rachel. Level 9 Elven Fighter. Awesome. Let's see who we got here with us as well tonight. If I can get back to my screen. There we go. We got Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
Hello. I play the other frontline fighter, the heavy-hitting 7'1", 290 human fighter. Man of very few words, kind of echoing that fightery resolve, but he's more of the commandery type, barking out orders more than actually having a conversation. 7'1", 290. He's a thick boy. And as far as other characters I played, let's see, I played Dane, I played Arthurian twice, I played Marshall, played Bjorn twice, and Norian. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Anyway, but yeah, Bjorn's our hard-hitting front line. Not very charismatic. Kind of stands there and barks and cuts people down. That's kind of what he does, and he's fanatical about serving the light. So we'll see how this is going to go.
Yeah, we will. I think you forgot Arthurian. Did you say Arthurian?
Yes. Twice.
Dane, Marshall.
Dane, Marshall, Arthurian.
Norian. Bjorn. I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of characters.
And 3 out of 5 have died in combat.
Yes, they have. How about you, Ted? How you doing tonight?
Hey, folks. My name is Ted. I'm playing Rue, our catfolk barbarian rogue. Bit of a fiery temper, a little bit of ball of chaos here. You never know what he's going to get into, what he's going to do. He's our other frontline fighter, and looking forward tonight and see what it brings.
What it brings indeed. Hopefully not a quick TPK. I prefer a slower one. How about you, Dizzy?
I play Celine, the cleric of the group. She tends to actually look before she speaks, and then watching how the combat rolls out, and then she decides to play her card and see what she can give to the group to keep them alive, but at the same time while keeping herself alive and out of combat.
Excellent. Okay, so that's our cast. Everybody's 9th level. We are using milestones in this case to go up in levels. I've been using them in the past, probably since level 8, so, or 7, right in there, for various purposes. I was using XP before that, which was a mistake, which I won't get into, because I like to use a lot of random encounters, which was giving way too much experience to my party here. So back to milestones we go. We'll see how far they get before they become level 10. And maybe, a level 11. Let's do a recap. Who would like to do a recap?
I'm on deck.
For an extra hero point. Anyone else besides Kyle?
I volunteer, Kyle.
Yeah, me too. I volunteer, Kyle.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, when last we picked it up, we had actually begun in a combat with a fey ostrich-looking creature. It was very mean, very gnarly. It looked like an ostrich. Those things are mean. They'll peck your shoe linens if you ain't careful. And it was doing a pretty darn good job of it. It was a pretty close, intense fight. We were finally able to destroy the creature and kind of injected Bjorn and Sheppy, the older characters, with the new characters. Kind of had some small talk, figured some stuff out, laid Honorian to rest, and decided to sail back across the lake to the little harbor area where there was a whole bunch of creatures. That was a lot of fun. We were rowing the boat, and Sheppy always being Sheppy, always wanting to light stuff on fire, dropped a fireball right in the middle of them. The effects were catastrophic. We then jumped off the boat and proceeded to fight our way to freedom, so to speak. A lot of these big demonic creatures, a lot of these, I actually have the name wrote down here. What are they? Urathons. Aha! Yeah, there's so many different creatures here that we're either allying with or destroying. So we got the Kaligni, they're the allies. The Urathons are the bad guys. They're going to get stomping. And we then decided we were going to tuck into this boathouse to get some healing, and then investigate to the northeast and to an area where we haven't been to yet. And do some exploring, see if we can find out some more information. We have 2 out of the 3 lenses that we need. Bjorn kind of made a mention of that, since he was there and privileged for the original, whenever the original party first found it out. And so now we have 2. Now we're just on the hunt for the 3rd. So I believe that's where we left off.
Okay. Thanks, Kyle. You get a bonus hero point. How many you got now? 2 or 3?
3.
3? All right, good. 3 is the max. All right. All right, so you guys also, last we left off, you did some healing. Looks like everybody's pretty much topped off with healing. Jeez, let me mark off some time for that. Let's see, we're gonna mark off about 30 minutes. So we're at 5, we're at 50 minutes into the hour. Another 10 minutes and another hour will be knocked off. Okay. So yeah, you've been in this boathouse, this abandoned boathouse, for a good half hour, if not more, after the battle with the creatures outside. Locked yourself away in here. Anyone standing guard at the door would hear muffled sounds in the distance, foot movements in the distance. You can hear them. and occasionally a little splash in the water, as if something is lurking. You guys know full well what dwells in that water. So, with that information, what would you like to do at this point? Your options, well, are plenty. Go any direction you want here. You do have access to a boat which is pulled along the shore. It'll fit all of you in there. It's up to you guys. What's on your mind, Bjorn?
I think we need to head up to the northeast to go around this little tower and see what's up that way, because we did see a long passageway. Couldn't see more on approach whenever we were coming in. So Bjorn will kind of relay that to everybody.
I agree.
Rue goes where Aura goes.
And since we don't particularly know anything, I guess we'll be following you.
Aura, I actually have something for you.
Oh, do you now?
Yes, I have no need for this. And he'll offer her a potion of invisibility.
Oh, thank you. I'll add this to my collection. I know exactly what to do with it.
Should the need arise when we're forced to withdraw, should help you.
And without this, what should you do?
I'm more of a swords drawn, banner flying type of man.
Ah, I understand perfectly well. I'll leave you to that.
But yeah, Rachel, it's just a regular potion of invisibility. Normal.
I already have one. That's why she said she'll add it to her collection.
Okay, then
So
I'll
I just
get rid of
increased the
mine.
quantity. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm a frontline guy. I have no use for that. I'm the type that I'll stand there and fight till I die before I withdraw.
And she just, like, to clarify, she said, and you don't want this Warhammer?
Another weapon.
This was the one left behind.
I'll bear it with honor.
Right.
That's the +1 one, right?
It was the +1,
Okay.
yeah.
Then I'll just add one and make it +1.
It was a +1 striking Warhammer. Okay, then I'll delete it from mine. Oh, I forgot we had the chest here. Unless that just popped up.
I think it's just popped up.
I just put it there.
Right.
You got chests laid around all over.
Really, it's just like a pile of stuff.
Alright. Marching order is Bjorn, Aura, Celine, Rue. Aura, I have you under Detect Magic.
Yes, that'll be fine.
Celine, you're searching.
That's correct.
Honorian? Sorry, Kyle.
Bjorn will actually be scouting to the front if possible.
Let me find Bjorn on here. So I don't
I think
get
the last
confused.
exploration activity I had him on was defend, I think.
Norian was scouting to the front. Bjorn, I don't know what his was. What would you like to do with Bjorn?
Scout to the front.
Okay. And also, Bjorn, what is your perception modifier? Should be plus 17, I believe.
Plus 18.
Your DC, I mean. Yeah. Is it plus 17 modifier?
Yeah, but we went up in level, so it's now plus 18.
Yeah, I just want the modifier, not the DC.
Yep, plus 18.
And Rue, I have you as scouting to the rear, since you are at the rear of the party. Makes sense. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we'll keep it that.
And I have your modifier for perception at plus 14, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. Alright, pull everybody into the token here. I'll use this. Here we go. You don't see nothing outside, although you heard sounds before. Nothing. Did you close the door behind you? I'll assume yes. Alright, where would you like to go?
Up in this direction.
Up towards the boat? Okay. Alright, you could skirt alongside the shoreline, avoiding the thick fungus growth that glows, but it is quite treacherous to move through. It slows you down to a crawl. One thing you notice as you head north along the shoreline is that to the east, to your right, you see what looks like stretching all the way to the ceiling of this large cavernous place. You see what looks like this round tower. And you also see, jutting from the circular tower towards ground level, you see what looks like these smaller towers that are attached by this wall to the main tower. Doesn't seem to be any entrances that you can see into here. Now, if you look at the map, it'll show you what I just described. You'll see that tower, and you'll see these little outcrops, and you'll see further to the south. It's kind of out of your view at the moment, but it looks like one of those towers further to the east and out of your sight is connected to the main building where the Caligni were holding out. Whether or not that's the case, and a doorway or something leading into this, you're not sure. But you did see that as you moved forward. You did see that little connection to the building where the Caligni are. So there is that. Further to the north, maybe 20 feet in front of you, you see the wall, the natural stone wall to the north. And it stretches further to the east, away from the shoreline. Let me double check something. What's your movement rates? Just state off your normal movement rates one at a time. Bjorn, what's yours?
25.
Rachel?
35.
Dizzy?
Apparently it says I'm 15.
You're encumbered, that's why. Rue, well, it doesn't matter at this point. Movement here is very slow going. Okay? You're basically moving at the rate of the slowest member of the group here. Plus, and she's encumbered, so it's really slow. Plus, you're using these searching and being cautious, watching to the front and back. That halves your movement rate as well. So you're really going slow. Just want to point that out.
Given our slow rate, just, I think Aura would turn to Celine and say, I couldn't help but notice you seem to be, like, dragging your feet as if you're weighted down. You know you can always count on me to help. Is there anything I can carry for you?
Celine kind of looks at her backpack, looks at Aura and goes, I would give you something, but to be honest, I was in a rush to get with you guys as quick as I could. I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to what I shoved in my backpack, so I, I that it would definitely help.
Yeah, I still have plenty of room in my backpack. I can carry up to 3 more bulk. Or I guess technically like 2.9. Just toss it into the boat and I'll put it back into my bag. Just don't let me forget that I have it, okay? You know I can be kind of forgetful.
Celine, while they're moving, she's going through her backpack real quick. She's testing each weight, and then she gets to her glaive, and it kind of clicks on why she's so weighted down. She looks at Art and goes, well, I think I figured out why I'm weighted down so much. And she lets Oro hold the glaive, and she would notice that it's really heavy.
While this conversation is going on, Bjorn, roll a d20 for me. Public.
3.
Okay. All right, continue conversation. Sorry.
So as much as I would love to give you whatever is really heavy in my backpack, unfortunately, I don't think I can give you my glaive right now.
How much does your glaive weigh?
My glaive weighs about... She gives it a hold for a second. Let's see here. Her glaive is bulk 2.
Oh, and you know, she takes it from Celine. She's playing with it. She's not 100% handy with something like that. That's not her style. But she's like, oh, I think I can set it right here on my back. Perfect. And she kind of like bends her knees and jogs around. No, this'll do.
Are you sure? I really don't want to overburden you.
You could never do such a thing, Celine. I've got you. Don't worry.
Celine hesitantly hands over the glaive. She goes, okay.
So you're encumbered at 5. You have 6 bulk. Maximum bulk is 10.
I'm trying to figure out what's really weighing her down.
You have a lot
Go ahead and put the glaive inside the boat token, and then I'll put it into mine and see how much I've got left.
You've got...
Because we can always do an exchange.
One thing you've got is you've got an expanded healer's toolkit, and then you have a normal healer's toolkit. I think you really only need 1, and that's 1 bulk each. So if you want to give somebody a healer's toolkit, and you keep the expanded one.
She'll give Aura the healer's toolkit. She'll
she-
keep the expanded one.
If she needs it. She might not need it.
Hey, you never know.
She has her own, but does Rue or Bjorn need healer's tools?
Already got one.
Alright.
Really?
Yeah, just...
Rue, do you need a healer's toolkit? Ted, you there?
if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Let me look at his... Yeah, he's got a healer's toolkit. He doesn't need it.
Okay.
So, Dizzy, let me drag that to the chest. Let's say you left it
Okay.
in that... hidden in the chamber, what you just left. All right?
There we go. That just knocked out the encumbrance.
Yeah, you're at
Right,
exactly
so-
5.
So you're still good holding the glaive then?
Yeah, I'm still good holding it.
Okay, then yeah. Well, if you want, I can still hold on to the toolkit. You never know, we might lose one.
That is true.
Your strength is +0, so that's gonna be a problem with encumbrance too.
Also, Ted's son just poked his head onto my Twitch stream and just said that he had to go do something.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't responding.
Ah.
Okay. So you're no longer encumbered? Clumsy is
No
gone?
longer encumbered. Celine can give Aura the toolkit expanded.
Oh, you want that, don't you?
Yeah. I didn't know if never mind. I'll hang on to it, Aura.
Well, the expanded toolkit you want. That's your toolkit, so you can make
Yeah, that's
medicine
the
checks.
better one.
That's the better one
It's-
too.
It's the basic one that you can throw into my bag.
Yeah. Well, all right. Is that left at the building, or did you throw that in the bag?
The regular one that she put in the chest, the expanded, she still has.
All right. Well, I put it in the chest. Anybody wants it can take it.
We'll just keep it in the chest and we'll proceed on.
All right.
Look at that, Celine. You're much lighter on your feet now. Just how things change with one little tiny toolkit.
Little tiny.
That is true.
Those bandages were crimping my style. All right. So, Bjorn, you're heading up the group. What you see is what you see. Do you continue moving east along the wall?
Yeah, I will.
So your movement rate is back to 25 now, I think. Half.
Yeah, it's at 25.
You can see as you round the other side, there doesn't seem to be any way further north. To the northeast is a different matter, as well as to the southeast. There's kind of a Y. You're looking at right here is a wall, which provides a Y. You see these spots of this very thick fungus outgrowths that are glowing lightly in little spots, so you can easily move around them as if they were a path around them intentionally.
Okay, Bjorn will head to the northeast.
Skirting
Kind
your
of more
way,
slow and easy.
slow and easy, skirting your way forward. Let me see here. Gotta keep in mind the magic detection and the searching here. Doop de doop de doo. Let's see where we are. I'll assume you're going to continue heading north along the wall. And you do so. And you get to about this spot here, where you see what looks like a very tight, cramped tunnel. Very tight. Continuing, going through the northeast. below you, there's this little outcrop of a stone wall here. You can't really see any further east, but you can see to the south more of this fungus outgrowth and the wider area of the cavern itself. Do you wish to proceed up the narrow corridor, or do you wish to move south, again hugging the north wall?
Yeah, Bjorn will take one look at the alley and kind of motion back to the other side. I think I'm a little too big to fit. So I'll head south along the wall over there, yeah.
Okay, just skirting these fungus outcrops. All right, and you see there's a wider corridor that goes northeast. You can see it continuing on into the darkness beyond the fungus outgrowths, again, that are glowing. You don't see any more to the north. The tunnel just keeps on going. Does anyone here have dark vision? I don't think so. No. To the south, down this direction, right where I pinged, down here, you see what looks like a tunnel heading further east.
Yeah. Bjorn will stop and kind of motion to both north or east.
Laura's a bit hesitant, but she says, I trust your instincts. I'll let you make that call. As soon as you think there's any cause for concern, I'll end my casting and instead pull out my weapon. So she's like waiting for Bjorn's signal to stop casting and then equip her chakra.
Okay, yeah, then with that, Bjorn will head over to the east.
Your detect magic, is it just the basic 30 feet distance?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. That's all I need to know. Alright, Bjorn, where do you go next?
Over to the east.
Going to the east, cutting across the cavern. You stealthily and slowly make your way down towards, yes, another very narrow tunnel lies in front of you. You could make your way through here. It's going to be a single file, which you're already in anyway. Might get a few scrapes on the way through this, but no checks required to squeeze through tight places here. If you wish to continue up there, you can do so.
I will. Then I'll kind of motion to Aura. Keep your weapon ready in this tight, confined space. We don't know what's ahead.
Roger that. So at this point, she stops casting and she equips her chakram.
And Bjorn will proceed. He'll kind of motion to Rue. Not on the back if anything comes up behind us.
Rue watches the back.
I'll get to you in this mess, but I'll get to you somehow.
You slowly make your way through this very tight, narrow tunnel. Alright, 1 second here. I can't navigate this map for some reason. And it opens up after maybe 25, 30 feet. It just starts to open up and get much easier to traverse. Natural stone is everywhere in this cavern. The fungus is fewer in number in here, and you don't see the glowing at all. It's a very dark area. It's silent, outside of what sounds like a dripping noise along the walls. Not unusual. It is kind of damp down here anyway. Wish to continue on, Bjorn?
Actually, before we do that, Bjorn will bend down and pick up a rock and cast a light on it and hurl it toward the middle as far as he can to see what's there.
Let me see what the range of that is. What do you hold down to do that? Shift, I think?
Yeah, I think.
Control? It's control. Alright, that's about 40 feet. Or thereabouts. No roll necessary. And that's where it lands. You notice that the ceiling is maybe 15 or 20 feet high in this chamber. Not like the outside, which is very much open and cavernous. Hanging streamers of what looks like mold dangle from the ceiling here. You could see it occasionally, sparsed out every 10 or so feet. In the center of the chamber, you see something reflect from the torchlight. Several coins protruding from the shelf of stone. This is right around close to where you threw the torch. Maybe 5 feet in front of it. You see what looks like coins. Right about there. Sitting on the floor. Further beyond that, right here, you see even more coins scattered around the floor. Actually, let me zoom in. Are those coins or fungus?
I was getting ready to say, they kind of look like fungus to me.
Yeah. Let's see, where are those coins? Is that...
There's like little speckles.
Yeah, maybe that's them. Maybe I got this wrong. Let me read ahead here a little bit. But you do
There's
see
some
these coins.
purple over here. Yeah,
Damn
yellow
magic.
mushrooms, maybe.
But regardless, Bjorn will kind of motion for everybody to hold up. This seems too easy. I'll go. Watch my back.
All right, so let me describe this a little bit better. So you can see those coins up there on that shelf of stone. It is actually on the map. So way up here is where the stones are. Now the torch will reflect that, we'll say. Even though it's dim, you can see coins there. But yeah, this pile down here isn't coins. I thought that was a coin pile. That's huge. It's like a treasure trove. So yeah, scratch that idea. You do see that. And also you do see these strange, moldy streamers kind of hanging from the ceiling. Every 10 or so feet from the ceiling, just hanging long down towards the floor. Easy to get past, but, it is noticeable.
Yeah, but seeing that, Bjorn will kind of hold everybody back and kind of step into the room, kind of being light bait, so to speak. He'll kind of slowly make his way up to where he threw his light at. Jumps out at him.
All right, let's bring everybody out since we're going to be moving around funny. Zlink. Where are you, Bjorn? So you're kind of moving out ahead, waiting for the others? They're going to wait behind?
Yeah.
That looks about right. All right. So you can move up to where the torch is. And if you'd like to head up and investigate the coins, you can do so.
Yeah, I'll head that way. As soon as I see that nothing immediately jumped out at me, Bjorn will kind of motion for everybody to come on up.
Oops, that's
And
public. What is
And
it?
then he'll swap the light back to his shield.
Okay. All right, so you're... Go ahead and move yourself where you want to move, and I'll put everybody behind you. So where do you want to go? All right, yeah, you can make it through there quite easily. If you want to move all the way up to the shelf and investigate those coins, you can see that the cavern comes to an end to the northeast. You can pull yourself up on this shelf. It's about maybe 3 feet up. It's an easy little hop to get up there, but just standing here, you can see these coins spread out, and it looks like they're actually stuck into the rock itself. They're not laying on top of the rock. They're actually almost melded into the rock. It would take some considerable effort to get them out of there. There's quite a few. Most of them seem to be silver. In fact, they all look like they're silver. You don't see any other coins.
Bjorn will kind of shout that back to everybody. These coins are pressed hard into the rock. Take a lot of effort to get them free.
Want to give it a try? It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll try on one. See if I can break it loose.
Okay, give me a little athletics check.
Public or blind?
Public.
I would
I'll
say
hear about
this. While this is happening, Celine would be keeping an eye on the bag just to make sure there was nothing coming up.
Uh, 32.
Okay. You really start to wrench it, and you start to feel like it's coming free. One of these coins, like, hey man, we got some free coins around here. You can get this out, Bjorn, and you put some extra double effort into it. Suddenly, you feel something dripping, and the rest of you, particularly you, Aura, see something drip onto Bjorn, and before you have time to react, suddenly, something falls from the ceiling towards you, and it's green, and it's slimy. I'm going to need you to make a reflex save, Bjorn.
33.
33. That's good. Right near you. It doesn't land right on top of you. You're able to pull to the side and, leave the coin behind. You almost had it, but you pull away from it just enough where this big splotch of green slime just splashes down next to you and begins to erode and cook whatever's around it. It's nasty. You kind of grab at your mouth. The stench is so strong. You're drained. 1. What do the rest of you do? Give you each an action. Aura, you're first. What do you do?
Well, she'll likely also equip her shield and hold it above her head. Kind of like she's now wary of what's above.
I'll give you a raised shield. All right.
Thank you.
So you're paying attention to the ceiling. Okay, what about you, Rue? You're pretty cautious towards the back. Are you doing anything? You hear a splash up near Bjorn. What are you doing?
Hearing this flash behind him, he'll look back and then he'll kind of just look around and look up. He'll look all over the place, trying to figure out what's going on, where it came from. What is this new threat? So I don't know, do a perception check. He's kind of looking around, trying to identify the threat.
Okay. And Celine, how about you? Give you an action. What are you doing?
Celine is instantly already casting Forbidden Ward on Bjorn.
Alright, so I guess you could put that on you there. Bjorn?
It won't let me.
One ally and 1 enemy. Alright, there's no enemy that you see. Sustained for up to 1 minute. You ward off against enemy attacks. Yeah, there has to be an enemy on there.
Okay. I thought the enemy had dropped down. That's why I cast it instantly.
No, it's just a big old green splotch that landed next to him. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go back to Bjorn. Now, Aura, Rue, as you look up and peer around, give me a perception roll, both of you. This will be blind.
Dang it,
Preferably.
I already rolled
It's okay, it's okay, you can keep it. Go ahead and make one. Rue, 30, okay. Go 30 and a 33, I'll tell you that right now. You both can see right above the head, maybe 10, 15 feet up. You could just, yeah, he is lit. You can see this with the light. If you got low light vision, it's crystal clear what can be seen. This green blob. If you'd like to make a nature check, you can do so.
Yes.
As a free little action to try and identify what the heck this might be.
No clue.
Yeah, never seen this before. Don't know what it is. It's a creepy
It looks
crawly.
edible, in fact.
Yes, let me at it. Rue rushes towards the feast.
It's like a giant green apple lollipop, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled privately.
Well above your head, Bjorn, you can see it as well. Your attention is brought above where this splotch of green landed. Right above your head looks like a larger green slime. Hunkering over your head, maybe 10, 15 feet above you. So what I'm going to do, I am going to move you out of the way. Even though you didn't say that. I'm going to move you out of the way because of your die roll that you made before. So you're no longer directly under it. Okay? Which would probably be a wise move at this stage. You just narrowly got out of that. Okay? But as you all pause and gasp and look at this, you look down above, you look at the ceiling, you see this creature up above, right where Bjorn was standing. But right now it's just like slowly moving. You can see it stretch out, little appendages like things stretching out from where it's clinging to the ceiling. But down below where Bjorn was standing, you see this maybe 1.5 foot splotch of green that is obviously eating at the stone and the rock, and you can see the foam gather around it. It's some type of acidic creature or something. But it doesn't seem to be attacking. It doesn't seem to be honing in on you. Bjorn got out of the way just in time, it turns out, it seems. But you're safe for the moment.
Get out of this chamber.
Would you like to go after the other coin?
No, it'll stay there. Bjorn will look to the rest. We need to withdraw from this chamber. The dead end's here anyway.
There you go. You ran away to the darkness. All right.
I was just gonna say, as they're moving back, Celine would already instantly be looking around, be going, if that thing is up there, why is this place shaped like this, and why do we not see anybody or any bodies down here?
Thing is, acidic acid eats bone.
She goes quiet.
Yeah. All right, you make your way back towards the the entrance, avoiding that nasty. You head back down and out?
Yeah.
Okay. Since you're bringing up the rear, go ahead and make a blind perception roll once again. Rue. This is for my reference.
Apologies, I had a distraction.
It's okay. Just make the roll. Blind perception.
Blind perception. Sorry about that.
Thank you. On the way out, you don't notice anything following you. Whatever that was, it doesn't seem to be in pursuit. Yeah, that could have been bad. Bjorn, well done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get acidicized for a handful of coin.
Yeah, your roll was pretty good. Alright, so you're back into this wider cavern where the ceiling is much higher here. Let's see, you could go further north, east, where it seems to continue further on.
Yeah, we'll go northeast.
In the meantime, I want Rachel to make a D20 flat check for me.
Did you want that one blind?
This is public.
Alright, there it is.
Okay. And we're gonna go to Ted. Ted, I would need you to make a roll for me as well. This is gonna be a D12. Make this public.
Over 3.
Okay. All right, Bjorn, where do you lead the party next?
Northeast, the original placard.
All right, so north. Okay. And seems like the safest place to go. There's only one route. That would be this way. Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Rue, you're watching the rear very carefully. You hear something. And as you take a pause and look behind you, you see what looks like 1, 2, maybe more humanoid individuals right here or close to this spot. Hold on, it's not pinging. Ping for me.
I was just about to say, I'm like, where's the ping? And so I'm like zooming out. There it is.
Yeah, like me too. Like I zoomed out halfway across the map here. Like, where's the damn ping at?
Right down there, hugging the wall of this area, that's this outcrop, pressing their back against there. Only you see this through the mushrooms. You can see what looks like 2 humanoids in the distance. You don't have dark vision, right?
No, just low light.
Oh, you have low light? Okay, so torch is 30. Or is it 20 and 40? What is the torch in Pathfinder? Is it 30 feet? And...
It's 40 and 20.
Okay. So let me see what the range is here. It's 30. Yeah, it's about 40, 35, 40 feet away from you. So the dim light zone, but for you it's bright light as well. So you can see in the shadows there, hunkering up against the wall there, 2 individuals, maybe more, trying to hide from you. What do? Only you see this.
Does it look like they? Well, does it look like they've spotted us?
Oh, they're looking in your direction, yes. They see you.
We have company to the south. They're trying to be sneaky.
Right. Let's go ruin their day.
Celine would move instantly behind Bjorn as Bjorn's going to be moving up.
Yeah, Bjorn will immediately begin heading that direction. He'll kind of motion through. On me, Celine, get behind me.
Rue would like to try and use the mushrooms or somehow some kind of distraction to try and hide.
Oh, you definitely got a distraction. A big 7-1 redhead marching right at him.
I'll let everybody take their actions now. If you want to move into there, it's slow going. It's like 15 feet per square. All right. If you want to hide in there, I'll let you do that too. Make a stealth roll. Private or blind. You're literally trying to hide. You get a bonus on this because of the cover. Okay. So that's what you're doing. I'll assume you have a weapon ready. Bjorn, you're holding your ground right there in that spot?
Yep, I ain't hiding.
Okay, so you'll see them. Aura, what are you doing?
She also advanced 10 feet. She's not hiding, but she's like calmly approaching. And she still has her shield. And she has her chakram as well, but it's kind of hidden behind the shield. So she's kind of concealing her weapon.
Okay. And Celine?
As everyone's moving up, you start to hear this faint humming with a sky bluish glow begin to emanate from Celine as she releases her divine infusion, prepping herself for combat potentially.
Alright, so you're not moving. Bjorn, this is what you see as you step forward with your weapons drawn. These 2 drow. You've seen them many times. Well, not many times, quite a few times. The rest of you as well know of Drow. You've seen Drow. From where you're coming in the Darklands, yes, you've seen these creatures before. So, yeah, they're about as common as elves would be down there on the surface. So you see these two Drow. You don't know what they're doing, but you recognize them. And they notice that you see them as well. And they have their weapons drawn. They are armed with little crossbows, and you see blades hanging from their belt loops as well. And what do you say? You just stand there, or do you say anything?
Bjorn will kind of, once he can see them, he'll kind of call out to them. Don't much like being followed. Are you from the Drow Enclave?
And they both stop. They look at one another. And they kind of step away from the wall. Well, yes, we are. We've been sent here to follow you. For your own well-being, of course.
Very wise to approach a bear in silence.
Who are these that follow you? We've never seen them before.
These are my new companions. The other ones have met with a tragic fate.
So, Bjorn, I don't think you weren't in the Enclave, were you?
No,
that was Norian. So, you remained above before your wanderings took you down here.
Yeah, but Norian would have, sent the message bell, kind of given Bjorn updates as they were moving.
Because of your tight bond with your brother, I'll say that is what happened. Makes sense, really. So, you've encountered the Drow on the way down here. You basically found your way down here via the same route that the companions took. So you are familiar, at least a little bit, with the Drow, who did in fact let you pass unharmed. Okay? Seeing as that you were one of the companions and they recognize you as such. Because they've been watching.
Thank you.
So they did in fact let you pass. So, yeah. But you are familiar, not as much as your other companions were, but you're a little bit more familiar with these individuals, that yes, they probably are coming from either the Darklands themselves or the Enclave, most likely, because the Enclave is close by. So, yeah. Your understanding, according to Anorian, is that you've struck in a little alliance here with the Drow, so, there is that. Now, the rest of you are totally unfamiliar with this area. You think you're in the Darklands. So seeing Drow would not be unusual. However, in your eyes, the Drow are probably a major threat. You would be very cautious. Now, I tell you this because you're brand new characters coming into the Abomination Vaults. You don't know about these Drow and what's going on. But that's what you would be thinking when you see these Drow. It's up to you to role play that, I guess, but so how would the rest of you react to the sight of these Drow? Rue, what do you think?
Rue is staying hidden. He's being overly cautious. He's likely had good and bad dealings with these in the out in the Darklands. So he's just playing it cautious.
Yeah,
Watching to see what they do.
they don't look like they notice you. But they are looking beyond Bjorn, and they can see the elf, Orin, clearly. What about you, Aura? Drow.
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, she'd immediately not trust this, given what you've just told us. But she's kind of being a fighter in such a way. She also knows to when to sit back and have someone else take lead on this. So she's waiting for Bjorn, and she's watching intently how he responds. So she's still just waiting for his signal to just either go for it, but she believes if he doesn't attack right away, then maybe they're not worth killing immediately. So she stays silent.
All right. They don't really notice Celine. Celine, you're kind of hunkered in the back shadows. The next move goes to you, Bjorn.
And why are you following us so intently?
We were curious about you. We weren't sure we could trust you. Where are the others? Your companions?
Dead or missing?
Ah, they have failed to find the lens. Or have you found the lens?
Girl kind of look and shoot a gaze to Aura, like, be ready. I don't know how this is gonna go. Look. And then he'll look back to the two drow. Indeed, I do have a lens in my possession. What of it?
Well, that is good. Our leader has entrusted you to find the lens. I will be glad to tell her the news that you have indeed found it. But we are here for another reason. Something you should know, and this we forward to you. There is a key that you will need. There is a portal here. But you will need to find that key. There is a rumor that it is guarded by some dark knight who prowls these fungus forests. You will need the key to get to where you're going to, which is, I dare say, Belcora.
Do you know where this knight wanders, or does he just pick a random spot of foliage to nest up and have a nap?
It is hard to tell.
Interesting. We need a key. What more can you tell me of the area here?
We know nothing else, except that it is dangerous. We almost perished ourselves tracking you.
Any other requests from the matriarch?
No. Except that good luck with the lens. Did you find the third one by any chance?
Not yet. We're investigating to try to find the Uraphon encampment.
But you have found the amber lens.
Trying to think here, Fritz. I think we did.
Yeah, the one you found, the last one you found was amber.
Oh, okay. Then Bjorn will not. Yes, we have it.
That was the one that was protected and held by the drow.
Ah, gotcha.
And was lost.
The other one's the crimson one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something different.
Then we should return to our leader, the Enclave, and tell her the news. It is good indeed. But yes, keep your eyes open for the key. You will need it. That's all we know.
And basically, this is information that was passed on from. Remember those seers, the twins? They're the ones
yeah.
that kind of informed everyone about. Oh, the lens still exists. It's somewhere beyond here, near the water, where it sits along some shore, which it kind of was. Only in this case, it was in the nest of that creature. This information is also coming from the seers that there is a key that you will need, guarded by some dark knight who prowls this area. Beware of him, he is powerful, but the key you will need. Beyond that lies the Dark Queen herself. Knowing full well that your quest is Belcora. So, there you go. There's a little piece of information you can do with as you wish.
Yeah, Bjorn will kind of nod. And next time you're following us, just come right out and say it. I don't much like being followed.
It's dangerous here. It's our nature as well.
And they begin to slink away. Cautiously.
Farewell. Bjorn will kind of move back up to Aura. Seems we're now hunting a knight.
Alright, so let me mark off more time for that. Okay, it's about 15-20 minutes went by. Now, what would you like to do next? Rue, you're hiding in the fungus. Celine, you're kind of at the ready in the back with spells, but nothing has came of this encounter. Obviously some drow. Now, you guys have no clue what they were talking about, Bjorn, this talk of this enclave of drow. In fact, it might be even worrisome. Like, what are you consorting with drow for? What is this about? That might be a curious thing to you, but who's to say? It's the Darklands. Anything can happen. In your mind. Otherwise, we'll gather up everybody inside the token.
Yeah, and as everybody kind of reconsolidates, Bjorn will kind of go over his limited knowledge of, what the drow purpose was, what we're doing with the lenses, trying to, what little bit he knows. I mean, it's still more than they know, but he's trying to wipe some of the fog away.
Okay. I guess you're going to keep heading north then?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Gonna move you guys up to this point here. You can see that there is definitely a narrowing of this passageway. It's maybe 15-20 foot wide, but it is narrowing. And it continues on into the darkness as far as you can see to the north. And we'll take a break soon, not yet. Let's move the party up.
You're on kind of look around to everybody. Be on your guard here. Drow are enough of a surprise for one day.
As you get to about here, you see something grotesque. There's a smell here as well of rot and decay. Bones and discarded viscera are strewn across this cavern as if some horrifying battle recently occurred here, Bjorn. It's nasty. A trail of the gruesome remains winds
further to the northeast, up a narrow tunnel to your right. Right here you can see a very narrow tunnel. But directly in front of you is a ghastly sight. Some type of battle took place here.
Yeah, as soon as Bjorn stumbles upon the remains, Laura, who's behind him, would see his shield come up as he would drop into a battle stance just out of the blue, examining the remains.
Something's missing from my thing here. Where is my... my, vision thing? 1 second. GM vision. Huh. I'm missing my GM vision.
Uh-oh.
It's alright. I have a backup there. Unfortunately, everything's really super bright for me. That's okay, though. So yeah, what you can see from the token is what you see. Bones, just blood everywhere. It just looked like gruesome. And it looks like, from here, it looks like it continues up this narrow passage to the right.
Yeah, as soon as Bjorn steps up, he'll get ready for combat, kind of calling out, "Careful coming out. It's a grotesque sight. They didn't fare very well by the looks of it."
As Celine would be stepping out at least to see what's going on, you'd instantly start to hear her trying to like stop herself from dry heaving.
Weak stomach, Celine.
She looks at Bjorn. That's not a weak stomach. Do you know how long it's been since the last war we fought?
You had a weak stomach then as well. Then Bjorn will begin to investigate the immediate area, see if he can see any signs of what did this carnage.
He kind of looks around and becomes very withdrawn, very solemn, as if he's remembering things from his past.
Are you well, Rue? You look like you've seen a ghost, so to speak.
Dizzy. I can't remember your character's name. Celine. Go ahead and make a blind perception roll for me. Rue as well.
Incoming.
While this conversation is going on. I would have made these secretly myself, but I can't access the tokens at the moment. Okay. Rue.
Roll incoming.
Okay. Alright. Continue.
Yeah, Bjorn would say that to Rue as he was kneeling down to examine the area.
What's going on now?
I'm kneeling down to examine the area, see if I can see any signs of what did this.
Perception. Give me an occultism check.
as you study the bones and the wounds and just the layout of what took place here. Something the likes of which you've never encountered consumed something here, attacked something here. And in fact, you can see amongst the bones and bits and body parts, there is something familiar about the victim. Z, plural. It looks like it quite possibly the victim, that is, were Urafans. Having encountered them, I don't know if you actually encountered them, probably before you have above, because I know they were a thing earlier. You do recognize that, and perhaps even the rest of you also can recognize that. But something completely unnerving you do also notice, Bjorn, and the rest of you. You hear what sounds like a sickening clacking sound coming from the small, tight corridor to the east. And there, pushing its way through this narrow corridor, you hear the sound of what sounds like clacking and popping of legs. As skittering through this narrow chamber, you see this creature make its appearance. There. And it's covered in blood and viscera. There it is, and it's racing towards you. And we're going to roll initiative immediately.
Oh dear God, what is that?
That's Bob. He's a cousin.
Bob has arrived. Give yourself your lights. Is your light source on, Bjorn? I don't think it is.
No, but it will be.
Yeah, I don't know why it turns
There
it
we
off. And let's put you in some kind of a order here. I'm going to put Bjorn up here, right there, where it's nasty. And Elf is behind him. We're going to put you there. And Rue in the back. Unless, has anybody moved forward? Because I know, Rue, you were in discussions with Bjorn at one point.
Bjorn was trying to discuss with Rue. Rue wasn't saying a whole lot.
Are you going to maintain your position in the marching order here, or would you have moved forward?
He wouldn't have moved. He would have stayed where he was at.
All right, so there we go. Let's put everybody in the initiative order here as you try and react with perception. You should be in there.
And this area is pretty wide open. There's no way I could possibly use like stealth or initiative.
Well, you weren't using stealth when this happened, so you will be using perception. If you ever want to use stealth as your initiative, you can, but you have to be actively in stealth mode, hiding, in other words. And according to this, you were watching the rear. All right. Let me roll for Rachel here.
I thought I already clicked that.
I got it for you. You got a nice 33.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Let's begin the encounter. And we'll pick this up after a 5-minute break. So everybody take a little break. We're going to start with Aura at the top here. Wow. Fantastic. It's those elven reflexes.
Totally opposite from my last character. Always going towards the end of initiative.
Yeah.
This will be nice.
Get a nice plus 21, I see. It's not bad. All right, everybody, take a 5-minute break. And folks, we're going to go on intermission. Dizzy, go ahead and mute the stream. And we'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Yep, I'll be right back.
All right, here we are. Part 2 to episode 105. Pick up where we left off, which is combat with a new creature, a new villainous creature, skittering forward to attack the party. But it looks like the elf in the group has the jump on this creature, for she goes first, and that's Aura. What do you do?
First, he's going to kind of get some distance, as that's usually what she tries to do. But really, that would just be one step back. I didn't look at how far. Well, she still has her shield out, and she has her chakram, so she'll take a strike using the chakram. There's a 25 hit. I forgot to target first.
It's a miss.
Alright.
Zips over its head. It kind of buckles down under its bony legs and avoids the chakra as it goes over its head and then back to you.
Going to strike again, kind of crossing her fingers as she releases it.
It's a miss.
Alright, and then she'll spend her last moment here raising her shield.
Okay, so you didn't move after all.
So she didn't move after all.
All right.
She just shouts out, it's just as tough as it looks.
You're all kind of surprised at the appearance of this creature. Even though Aura had the jump on this. She tried. Look out, everyone! It's the creature's turn. Okay. Give me a number. Between 1 and 6. Bjorn.
1.
5, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10. Okay. Give me a number between 1 and 6, Rachel.
4.
Okay. It's coming for the elf.
Oh boy.
Hold on a second. I don't think it has reach. I don't see it on here. No, it does. I missed it. Sorry. Let me put this back. Let's see. I didn't see it there. Yeah, it's gonna strike the elf with one of its long legs. It stretches out towards you and it's got a nasty claw on the end. Look out, everyone! It snaps towards you. Ooh, 42.
I think I'll have to block this one.
Glimpse of redemption.
It's a reaction. An enemy damages your ally, and both are within 15 feet of you. It's true, and it's true. And it's up to me to decide what happens. Okay, we'll nullify the damage. So no damage. That's your reaction.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
All right. Let me roll again. Odds and evens. Okay, this time in the other two. Rue. Let's see. Rue. Give me a number between 1 and 6, Rue.
3.
Right. Dizzy, I'm sorry, but this one's going to be on you. But you're too far away, I think. Let me see. Does it have to move? No, it doesn't.
Oh,
10
boy.
feet. It's going to try and hit you with the same kind of attack with its leg. A little bit harder because it's its second attack, although it is agile. That is going to be a hit. Normal hit. Okay, I'll roll damage. This leg comes shooting towards you for 21 piercing damage. Let's see if there's anything else here. I don't think so. No. Alright. And for its final move, it's going to attack again. This time, Bjorn, you're going to... Who did I attack first?
Aura.
Alright,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was me.
So Bjorn, you're going to get a leg attack now. This leg comes flying towards you from 10 feet away. And that's going...
Class 27.
That's going to be a hit. Normal. Damage is going to be a solid 21 points of piercing damage. And that's it. So it's done. So it's standing there at the mouth of this opening here, and its legs are just shooting out towards you like darts. And yeah, the first three of you took one of these, took a leg. And we're going to go to Rue.
Well, Rue is going to rage with a mighty roar. Meow. And he will fire erupts on him and swirls in the air. He will, second action, he will move. And then on his last action, he will strike at it with his scimitar.
Do you have a macro to put on your character to show he's raging so it updates all your abilities and stuff?
Yeah.
Is there something you could drag? Yeah, there it
It's
is.
on.
You got it. Okay. There's also a macro. If you look in the macro folder, it's a rage button. Okay.
Points will miss. I'm going to hero point that though.
Alright, wait a minute. I'm going too fast here. Before you make the final attack here with the hero point,
Oh,
let me
you
think.
gonna attack on me?
No, he does have a reaction. Let's see if I want to use it. No. Go ahead and make your roll.
That's
Nope.
even worse though.
So you moved, you attacked.
Raged, moved, and attacked.
Ah, the rage. Okay. Celine, you're up.
Celine's watching the attack, and as she is, you start to see once again this blue aura start to pulse around her before it shoots out almost like a wave towards Bjorn, Aura, and Rue as she is casting what appears to be a vitality spell. It's almost as if it's like a wash of relief over them. Let me post it. And that's going to be a 3 action. Because she'll be targeting all 3 of them.
As long as they're willing. Duration is 1 minute. You empower attacks with vital energy. The number of targets is equal to the number of actions you spent casting the spell, which is 3 actions. So it's all 3 of your friends. Each target unarmed and weapon strikes. Deal an extra d4 vitality damage. This damage typically damages only undead. Because it's vitality. This damage typically damages only undead. If you have the holy trait, you can add this trait to this spell and to the strikes affected by the spell. What does that mean? This damage typically, it says typically, damages only undead.
Sounds like you can either swap the vitality for holy.
Strikes do an extra vitality damage. I'm not sure what it's doing here. So, well, it does vitality damage, so if a creature's immune to vitality damage, then yeah, he wouldn't be affected. But otherwise, he would be affected by it. That's my assumption here. But I don't know why it says this damage typically damages only undead. So it only affects undead, typically. Manipulate vitality, divine, concentrate. I'm not sure what it's saying there. Whatever. Let's move on. Okay, Bjorn, you're up.
Moving in.
Okay, wait a minute. Alright, it's going to use its skittering reposition. I don't think I could use it, actually. Yeah, I can't use it. You were 10 feet away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't use it then. Go ahead.
Yeah, first action we're gonna move in, and then Bjorn's gonna see if he can sever a leg off of this creature. You know what? I'll hear upon it. Why not? Hit. Normal.
I think I'm messing up something here. The range between this creature and Rachel's character is 15 feet.
Yeah.
The reach is 10 feet. So
he would have had to move.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, is everybody okay if I back you up 1 square?
Yeah, I'm cool
and
with that.
Move him here, just to stay within it. I thought something
I'm fine
was
with
wrong.
it.
5, 10. Yeah, now it's all legit.
But then he would have had 1 less action on his turn.
Yeah, I guess so. Go ahead.
That's a hit. 27 points, slashing and holy damage.
33 is a hit, 27 damage. And boy, that's a lot of damage. A lot of different sources.
I rolled max on non-critical, so gonna try this again. Nope, not good enough. Next.
as this creature moves about, dodging the blows and moves towards you. It makes a very unsettling clacking sound as its legs are like bones, chitinous in a way. It's very unsettling. Clickety-clack. Alright, we're gonna go to the top of round 2. Guess what? The elf is up.
Me. I will be moving this time. Perfect, 20 feet, just my range. And I'll be sending that chakram right at it. See how many legs I can sever.
Oh my.
Or did you grab the vitality thing that I gave you?
I don't think I did.
Lasts for a minute.
Right, and the second strike.
Ooh. It's hit.
$18.
Okay. It shudders in pain. Clack, 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 clack. It almost steps back, but it doesn't. Give me a number between 1 and 6, Kyle.
5.
All right, Rue.
Rue is going to hack at.
No, it's my turn. You're about to become a victim.
Bring it on.
His maw opens widely and unnaturally. It's huge. All these nasty serrated teeth within. All right, so it's going to attempt to strike you with a jaw strike. And it's going to get a nice 38.
Glimpse of redemption.
Put that in there again. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. You can use that. Okay. Let me see. The ally gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus your level. And the enemy becomes enfeebled. Oof. Alright, so he's going to take the first one. So it hits you, but somehow I'll leave that to Kyle's imagination. You don't take any damage. What does that look like, Joe? Kyle?
Yeah, as the creature went to bear down, you would all see Bjorn hold his sword aloft to the heavens, looking through. This golden light begins to trickle down from the ceiling, in the form of a humanoid type creature, shape, entity, whatever. Appears right in front of Rue, absorbing the hit.
Okay. But it's relentless. And it continues to try and grab at you with its maw, Rue. And it does so. You're going to take critical damage here. $56 points. Now, let's see. It is going to grab you at the same time, so it's got you in its mouth. Alright, so you're grabbed as well, and it's a free, because it's improved grab. Doesn't have to spend an action to do that. Okay. So, is that on your token? No, it isn't. condition. That's the one I want. There, you are grabbed. Okay. So you're stuck in its maw. And for its third and final action, it's going to pull with you in its mouth. It's going to go back into the cavern. It's going to disappear from sight. And the battle ends. Yeah. Okay, use your reaction. Anyone else have a reaction? I don't think so. He's moving full tilt boogie. 5.
Unless I get my attack of opportunity as it drags me off.
No. You're grabbed.
Oh, then what about me? Like, I'm too far. Dang it.
If you could make a ranged attack.
Can you make? I
No.
think it's a melee attack. Yeah.
It is, it's melee.
There's a feat where you can do it with range.
Let's see, where the hell was I? 5, 10, 15, 20,
I'll have to
25,
look for
30,
that
35.
then.
Yeah, I forget what the remaster name of it is.
Alright.
Ah,
Anyway, so this creature clamps down, going at Rue here, and he does actually clamp down on Rue, and as soon as he sinks his teeth into Rue's flesh, he howls in pain and begins to pull himself back into this narrow corridor, pulling with Rue screaming in pain, and disappears into the darkness and out of sight. Rue, you're up next. So you should be able to see. No, you actually, let me put you up there. Right here. I'll put you right there. You're actually probably in the same square, but yeah, there you are. You could see this, right?
Yeah, I see him.
Okay. So what you can do is you can attempt to escape. Well, you're grabbed. You can also just attack.
Okay, Rouge is gonna wail on this thing. Smash that with his scimitar. We're gonna hero point that one. I was so close to 19. He misses the first one. He's going to do his next 2 actions same way. He's just wailing on this thing. Dice are not with me tonight.
No. Do you have any more hero points? You are raging.
I do.
All right.
Yeah, we'll use it.
Close. So close. So
And
close.
the left. That's even no.
All right.
So he
So,
flails away. No effect.
so with no regard to escaping the clutches of this thing, you just start hammering down on it with your scimitar, left and right, crashing down on its body, but you just can't make contact. You can't make a... It's deflecting off its chitinous armor. Okay. Celine, you're up. You just saw your friend get drug off into the darkness. So tell him where he is.
Celine starts to go towards the tunnel, but then stops herself. Having no idea where she'd even be going inside that tunnel, but can she hear him wailing on this thing?
Yeah, you can hear him screaming his battle cries. He's raging. You can all hear him still. I don't know. Are you screaming battle cries? Rue?
Oh yeah, Rue is not being quiet at all. He's raging and roaring and cursing it out in his native tongue. He's definitely not being quiet.
What do you do, Slate?
Being torn, she looks absolutely torn, but then she decides I can't leave him. Then she goes in after him.
Okay, make your move. Stride. There's 25.
One action.
Do you have any light? It's gonna be tough.
She doesn't have it on her.
Maybe you better spend an action putting some light in there. You're gonna be moving just 5 feet instead of 25. You're effectively blind.
She'll be lighting up a torch.
Well, actually, you can still see because Bjorn is right behind you. Yeah.
But once she plunges into that tunnel, she's gonna be losing the light a little bit.
All right. Well,
So she'll have to light up one.
all right. Second action. Go ahead and blow out a torch. Third action. Light the torch. Okay, you're done. You happy with that? I'm just trying to move along here.
Yep.
All right. There's your torch. Next, we have Bjorn. You're up.
Yeah, Bjorn ain't timid at all. He's fucking bailing it.
There's 20, 25. There's 15.
Be 25, so that'll be 2 moves.
Okay.
And then we're gonna see if we can lay the smack down on this little fudge face.
Smack down.
Hang on, Rue. We're coming for you.
It's in his mouth. Hit.
That's a hit. Yep, normal. And I'm aiming for the jaws here.
Okay. Just roll your damage.
That'll be
23.
Yep, 23 points of slashing and vitality damage aimed at the jaws.
Okay. You're done. We're going to go to the elf once again. Darkness has
Here I
filled
am.
the chamber.
Here I am being left. Rue, we're coming. She'll take the first action to move here.
Shh.
There we go. Let's try to break him free.
You would just see Bjorn up there just pummeling these jaws, just going after it.
Alright, it's got an armor class bonus. So that's actually a miss. For cover.
Alright, then that's it.
Okay. Creature's up next.
Actually, can I use a hero point?
You can. I'm giving him +2 armor class bonus. So you need a 33.
That's alright. It's a miss anyways.
Alright.
All good.
Ooh, he's up next. He is going to pull himself back. If you have a reaction, go for it. Let me measure this. What did I just move? 10 feet? 10 feet.
39. I was 1 away from a crit. Y'all.
Roll some damage. Twenty, 30,
26
35,
points.
35, 35, 35. There. 36.
Yep. I was 1 number away from rolling critical.
Let's put some damage on him. Okay. So he pulls himself out of the corridor into this. You can see beyond it. It opens up into a much wider cavern. A lair, perhaps. And then he's going to ready. Or no, he's going to... Well, he'll spend an action continuing to clamp onto him using the remaster grab. And then one action to fall back. Which he's attacked. He's got one more action, which I don't think he could do anything with. Except to cause damage. He's going to attempt to constrict. Make a basic fortitude check. Rue. Try and avoid some damage here as it constricts you.
Good night.
Okay, Rue got a 20. Needed a 32. That's going to be a critical fail. Do you have a hero point?
All out.
Juggernaut, when you roll a success on a... Yeah, critical failed. So you're going to take double damage. Ooh, and that's going to be 24 times 2, so 48 points of damage. 48. As it just clamps down and it's crushing you with its maw, preparing to consume you. I imagine you're screaming in agony.
He lets out a yowl of pain. How much was that damage? Yeah. How much was that damage?
48.
48 total?
48 total. One type, bludgeoning. And you're up next.
Alright, let me check something real quick. Sorry.
You could also attempt to escape, get out of its mouth.
As an interact when that happened, from his armor, he's going to heal himself. The triggers take damage on melee attacks like that. Fewer. Oh yes, that'll be next time. Never mind. That'll be next time. Yeah, he's going to, we'll try to escape this time. He can get out of this hold. Acrobatics check or athletics? Athletics.
You're going to attempt to escape. That's going to be...
I'm going to try to escape.
I just forgot how to play Pathfinder again. Attempt to check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect. This is typically the athletics DC of a creature grabbing you. That's the DC you're going up against. Thievery if you're tied or something. It's an athletics check.
Yes, sir.
Or an unarmed melee. Whichever.
Athletics or athletics it is.
Athletics DC.
We'll do athletics check on that. Only 7.
Nope. That's a fail. Is there a special result for that? Only if you get a critical fail. Which you didn't. Almost, but no. Now he's got you tight.
Try again.
These count as attacks, so you're going to take the multi-attack penalty on this. You have to do it manually. So this will be -5. Second attempt? Yeah. So just roll it and we'll apply a -5 to it. Just like an attack.
I got it.
I think. Yeah, it is. It's attack. So yeah, that would be a critical fail. Oh, no. Jeez. You don't get free, and you can't attempt to escape again until your next turn. So you got one more action. You can't use it for escape. What do you do?
Well, he's gonna wail on it with the scimitar.
All right, this will count as your third attack. Get him, Rue. Cut off a leg. Oh,
Nope.
what is going
Dice
on
do not-
here?
Dice do not like me tonight.
You got a D20 plus 9 for your attack. You got strength plus 4, expert plus 13, weapon proficient. You got that -10 penalty. That's what's killing it. All right. Celine, you're up next.
Okay.
It's funny how you were the one. Oh, I'll be the first one at him. I'm rushing up the everybody just passes you out. You light your torch. God.
Can Celine see where Rue is from where she's standing?
Can you what?
Can Celine see Rue where she is standing from behind Aura?
Oh, he's not here, actually. He's all the way in here. So no, he's not there.
Okay.
This creature's just tearing him apart. Consuming him.
Gonna move up again.
I beg your pardon.
Excuse my language. Gonna use my last action to move once more. And that's it.
Okay. Bjorn, you're up.
Yeah, Bjorn's going to continue the pursuit. He's like a possessed bear after an elk leg, but he's moving in complete silence outside of the chainmail. There's one. There's a 2. And now we're going to see if we can lay the smack down.
All right, it's going to use its reaction. Save that.
Okay.
Save that roll. And what it does, if you start outside my reach and then end within my reach, you can use this little reaction called Skittering Reposition. And what it does is the creature moves 10 feet. This does not trigger any reactions. So as soon as you get to that position, he's going to move 10 feet. And that's his reaction.
Okay, and then for my last action, I'll be moving to... I'll be a full movement here. And on the back side.
Okay. Very
And
good.
that'll be it for me. So it should be, if my memory serves, it should be off guard.
Normally, yeah. You would normally have this creature flanked, which results in off guard, but we'll see. Elf, you're up.
Right. Using the walls, I feel my way to get to everybody.
I am
Alright,
so sorry.
That's okay. I still see the torchlight in the distance, so I use one action to catch up to Celine. I kind of let down like a heavy sigh, like, oh my gosh, this thing is far too quick. see if this is close enough.
15.
It is. Alright, so that's 2 movements, and then I throw my chakram again.
Come on, roll high. Oh, jeez.
I will
Oh,
use
good
a
Lord,
hero
have mercy.
point.
Better.
Darn it. I'll give it to you.
Thank you. And damage.
Ah. 15. Is that the ability go off on a critical hit? Will you learn about the creature?
No, that's actually like a specific action. I wasn't sure whether I really should even use it, and plus that's melee strikes.
Okay.
Seeing as we already started off with a nature check, I was kind of like, do I really need to? But haven't been close enough.
Creature's up next. This wily creature. Yes, indeed. He's definitely injured. He's going to spend an action to... You've disturbed his feeding frenzy. He is not happy. I'm going to say... All right. Rue, he spits you out. We'll put you right where you're located. He spits you out, seeing Bjorn come rushing in, attempting to strike at him. Instead, he's going to turn and he face off against you, Bjorn. He's going to attempt to bite you. Let's see, you're at 27. This is going to be
I have reactive shield.
He got a 35.
That would be normal.
You're not using your reactive shield?
No, because my armor class is 27. That's not critical.
Exactly. We're going to roll some damage. You take 27 points of damage, piercing, and you are now grabbed.
Right where I want to be.
Which one of these do I drag? Is it this one? This one. Condition. Alright, so you're grabbed. So, essentially, you could do whatever you want. You can't do a manipulate action unless you make a DC flat check of 5 or greater, which isn't too hard. And, yeah. You're in its maw. And then...
Where I want to be. Long sword at the ready.
Alright, its next action is going to be to constrict. Give me a fortitude save. This is to produce the damage.
$34, and if it's a success, I get a critical success instead. Juggernaut.
You got a 34. That is a success. Damage would be halved.
Turns into a critical success. Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, when you roll a success on a fortitude save, you get a critical success. Well played. So you'll take no damage as it tries to grind you with its teeth. Let's see.
Gotta love them fighters, man.
What else can he do? He's got one more action. You're too far away. Do you still have your reaction, Rue? I think you do. Do you have a reaction? I think you do.
I have attack of opportunity.
Yeah. I'm going to roll dice for this because I'm not sure what he's going to do. He's either going to pull away to that corner, which isn't the smartest idea, but it's an option he's thinking. Or he's going to hit you with one of his leg attacks. So I'm going to roll d6. I'll make this public. It's 50-50. So 1 to 3, it's the leg. 6. So he is going to pull Bjorn. You'll be able to make a reaction, so go ahead and do this if you want. Remember, you're prone. It spits you out in the ground. You're prone. Whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. Oops. Is there a duplicate, Bjorn?
Not for me.
Not on
Yeah,
my
not
screen.
for me.
It
We're
is
good.
on my screen.
Fred's broke it again. Fred's broke me.
It ain't working. Gotta refresh. Darn it. Alright, Rue, make your attack. You need a 31.
Yeah, and I'll do it from the ground. He's not even going to stand up. He'll make the attack from the ground.
That's okay. I don't think it affects you.
About what I expected. He'll miss.
I'll let you keep your weapon and stuff. Miss? Okay. So he pulls back into the corner of the chamber with Bjorn in its mouth. Bjorn, you got to be screaming in pain, or maybe not. But he's clamping down hard on you.
Bjorn's laughing at him.
You are. You were able to resist that grinding of the teeth. Rah, 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 rah. Who's after the creature?
That would be Rue.
Go ahead, Rue. You're next.
So Rue will use a action to stand up. And another action to close in.
Yeah, I think you can remove that restrained and off guard and that stuff, Rue.
And then Rue will strike at it again.
Okay, hold on. I might use my reaction. Which refreshes. Let me see, where are you? Where's the combat? I can't find you. You guys are
See
way
my
up here.
tank?
Wow, you guys are way up. Alright. Alright, so what did you do, Rue? Did you move?
You stood up, he moved, and now he's about to attack.
Alright. Can you move your guy adjacent to him? I don't see how you're next to him. You're 5 feet away from him.
Sitting, touching in the corner. I'm sitting
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see him. That's me moving you. Yeah, that's adjacent. If you were there.
That's where I was.
Huh. Well, I'm not going to refresh again. Must be me, though. Go ahead and make your attack. I need a 31.
Nope, you missed.
You need new dice, my friend.
Yeah, it looks like it. They have betrayed me tonight.
You can throw them some bitches in the jail.
Celine, you're up.
Alright. First action, Celine's gonna take a 5-foot step, but as she does, the group would start to notice that the lighting in the room begins to darken. It starts to almost imitate the crimson red on the ground as you start to hear this faint pulse of a heartbeat within your ears. Her eyes are mainly focused on the creature that's being cornered, and she's raising a hand towards it while she's mumbling almost like a prayer to her deity. as she's going to be casting Crisis of Faith.
Ted, is your token got any conditions on it?
Just rage.
Yeah. Crisis of Faith, 30 feet. Targets one creature. Defense will. You assault the target's faith. Let me check something about this creature here. Doubt and Turmoil. It deals 66 mental damage, 68 mental damage. If it can cast divine spells, effects of determined will save. I just make a save.
When it says if it, I don't know if it's talking about Celine or if it's talking about the creature.
Well, let's make a will save for the creature. He's the target. Got 37. So it's critical success. Target's unaffected.
And I turn that.
Alright. Bjorn, you're up.
I'm engaging. Oh yeah! All right, first hit. All right, here we go, baby.
It says you're drained 1.
Yeah, I got drained from the acid. You said.
I think that goes away. In which case, don't count it anymore. Yeah, get rid of that drained. You're not drained.
Okay. Well, that's 26 points of slashing damage.
Slashing. Okay.
Gonna do it again. But I think I've had something here.
He's badly injured now.
Yep. Yep.
Gagateth. Gagateth. Gagiteth. Gogateth. Gog.
Didn't have it. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. We're going on here. Second strike. You know what? I got a hero point. I'm going to use it.
Hit.
Another one. There's 2. Measly 14 points of slashing damage. Now. Battle prayer. Yep. You would just see this golden pillar of light begin to envelop the creature. I need to make a will. Yeah, I need to roll a religion against the target's will DC.
Okay. You need a 30. Ooh, it almost went on a 20.
Enough.
Almost
Yeah,
hit a 20.
I've dodged that like 3 times on my main attacks. Son of a bitch.
That was
Still have
close.
your point, so good enough.
Okay. Back to the elf. Top of the morning.
This keeps kind of, getting a little bit closer, and we'll continue striking. Let's hit this thing with each round.
Hit. Nice. Little damage.
Oh yes!
Ooh, crit.
And
Baby,
we're
there you
into
go.
this.
Yeah! Get
It's a crit.
Here's some of that, fam.
Ooh.
That's 38.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, and persistent damage. Bleed. Ouch.
Yeah, blades is where it's at.
You took him.
So, yeah.
You took him from badly injured to near death. Go ahead and describe that.
Well, as all, tall things with multiple legs walking around, the spiders, I throw my chakram and it slashes at each leg as it goes around and comes right back to me.
Give yourself a hero point.
Alright, and then she just shouts, "Knock it down, Rue! Finish it off!"
Well done. That turned things around. Creature's up next, however. It's got persistent bleed. So I gotta make
dagger.
that roll to stop that at the end of the turn. Keep forgetting to do that. Can't have that going on. Anyway. Things are looking desperate. It's not good right now. It's turning on savage mode, however. Spit you out for free. So you're no longer grabbed. Take that away from you, Kyle. And instead, it's going to lash out on Rue, first of all. The leg strike. 32.
That'll hit.
No, I don't think it will.
I say it also trigger my armor.
Glimpse of redemption. Boom.
Yep.
All right. Okay, no damage. I'll count it that way. Sounds good to me. I'm going to go to my second action. It's going to be a leg attack against you, Bjorn. Bjorn, by the way, you're prone. Let me make a leg attack against you. You didn't drop any of your weapons, though. I'm just spitting you out. Oh, we rolled a natural 1. Villain points,
Yeah.
where are you? And then, it's going to move diagonal through you. Not through you, but this square here. So if you got some attacks, go ahead and do it. This includes you, Elf, because he's going to keep on moving to that position. So anyone with an attack of opportunity or a reactive strike, go ahead and make it.
Can't say through.
Rue?
Yeah, Rue, you'd be first.
If I got 3, yeah, he'll smash at that thing. And we'll go purple first.
Jesus.
What is he rolling? 8. Yeah, that's a pretty below average roll. Alright, Elf, you get one too. Because he's trying to move around you.
Okay. The question is, I have a ranged weapon, and in my other hand is a shield. Can I attack with the shield since I can't attack with the chakram?
Can attack with the chakram?
It only has, like, my normal strikes.
Can't you attack with the missile weapon within melee range? I think only the longbow suffers penalties. Whatever has that volley trait, I think it's called. Weapons that have the volley trait are penalized if they're too close to the enemy. But I think missile weapons you can still use.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, then she's gonna get this. Oh, I made the whip sound. Here I am.
Yeah, aw, sad.
I know.
Oh, where's Cyber?
Yeah.
Alright then, yeah, let's get that retributive strike towards and see if she can be like, oh no, you don't. Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh,
All 30.
You know what? Maybe I'm going to hero point that. This is a
yes,
great
please.
idea.
Oh,
Hey!
you got it. All right.
18.
All right. It's looking bad. And what did it take? 2 actions or 3? It attacked Rue. I think it attacked you as well, Bjorn, didn't it? Or did it just drop
me
you?
out.
Yeah, that was
that's
free.
Probably just a free action. Yeah.
So it attacked, it moved, and one more action.
Apparently, it didn't like a Bjorn popsicle.
It's going to attempt a jaw attack on the elf. And it gets a 37.
I have a 27.
That's a critical hit. It's going to
Can't
chomp
react, Bam. I'm sorry.
down.
Yeah, that's okay. You tried. You did
I'm
before.
out of range.
56 piercing damage. And do I want to clamp onto you? Yes. You are now grabbed. So, automatically. All right, so it's done. She's grabbed. We're going to move on to Rue. Oh, I forgot to roll my
All right.
flat check. Let me make my flat check. Hold on. What's the roll for that? 15, DC 15.
I think that's usually it, yeah.
Got a 10.
Alright, so yeah, you took the 7 damage?
I take the damage anyway.
Yeah, and you didn't pass.
So another turn.
Hey, daggers are damn good.
Okay. You're up, Rue.
First action, he'll move it within striking range. Then he'll strike at it a couple times, see if we can't finish this thing off.
All right, he's going to use his reaction since you started 15 feet away. He's going to use that reaction to move 10 feet with the elf in its mouth to there.
Take that attack of opportunity.
No attack of opportunity against that. That's a special reaction. You can't react against reactions, essentially. Let me put her up here. So now you basically have to spend another action to move, to get to him. He's out of reach.
So I have mobility. Would that not negate his reaction?
What's mobility? Put it in the chat. You move without leaving an opening. When you stride and move half your speed or less, that movement does not trigger reactions. You can use mobility when climbing, flying, and swimming instead of striding if you have the corresponding movement type. You move without leaving an opening. So it's like a step.
I think it doesn't trigger reactions on you.
Yeah. You move without leaving an opening. When you stride and move half your speed or less, that movement does not trigger... Alright, that's what it's talking about. But the thing is, his reaction, the creature's reaction, was a reaction from his movement. But I think it's kind of worded like it's assuming an attack of opportunity on Rue. The movement does not trigger reactions, like as if it's a step. If Rue had used a step, in this case, maybe Rue has reach. So he just steps. I don't know why he would. Maybe there's another enemy. He just steps within the zone. As long as he started outside of my reach, it still would trigger my reaction. The creature's reaction is simple. If Rue starts outside of my 10-foot reach, but ends his turn, or ends his move within my reach, it triggers the reaction. I can basically skitter out of the way. I'm not attacking him, he's moving. So does mobility affect that? I would say no, because I think they're talking about the attack on him. I don't think it stops him from reacting with a move. But because it's mobility, it's a very defensive thing. I don't know. Am I assuming things here? I don't know. I'm going to rule that it has no effect, and he slides away. So
I need to know. So I'll take my second action to move back up to him.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'll hit him.
There you go. Make a note of that, Kyle. Mobility
And I'll miss.
Got it.
versus movement reactions. We'll look that up. Miss.
Actually, the way it's worded, it leads it kind of, it says that movement does not trigger reactions, period. Doesn't specify types or...
You're right. You move without
Period.
leaving an opening. That's an important sense. You move without leaving an opening, as if it's like a step. It's a defensive thing that protects you from attacks. That's what this move does. It's like a step. When you stride and move half your speed or less, that movement does not trigger reactions. Again, very vague. It's very broad. There's all kinds of reactions. What if I was a spellcaster who had a reaction of, oh, I could remember a new spell as a reaction? Is that negated because you used mobility? That wouldn't even make sense. It's really about your being defensive. Read that first sentence. I think that gives it away. You move without leaving an opening. So what would make sense?
I mean, that, to me, we can argue this later at the game. Let's go ahead and keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, actually. Next. Rue is done. We're going to go to Celine.
Okay. Let's see here. What can she do? Going to use Divine Lance on the creature to actually. Here, point. Is that a hit?
34? 34, yeah.
Yep.
That's a hit. We need a 31. 19 damage. Spirit damage. What are you doing again here? Divine Lance. You
Divine
unleash to make a ranged spell attack against the target's armor class. 2d4 spirit. Double critical. Yeah. Alright, so you hit 19 points damage. Let's lay it on him. Well done, Dizzy.
One action left. Let me see what I can do.
It's got the elf in its mouth. You guys are just laying on it.
Or is this shouting words of encouragement?
For last
Hang on,
action,
I'm
she's going to cast heal on the elf.
Kyle, look up mobility in the remaster. It's a feat. See what it says in the remaster.
Since I am healing Rue, she's getting back 34 hit points.
Okay.
End of my turn.
That's to me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes, ma'am.
Like, I'm just imagining, like, if this was like, this wasn't the touch version, right?
No.
Ah, too bad. Because I'm just imagining if I was in the maw of this creature, you're just like leaning over, touch, trying not to get eaten yourself. But through her own gargled scream, she's just like, "Thank you."
3 action or 2 action? Go ahead. Got another action.
I was just gonna say that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Bjorn, you're up.
All right, I'm going to jump up and run over there and see if I can smack it.
Okay. Is that
You
standing?
got this.
It's an action, right? Yeah.
Yeah, stand up, move, and then we're going to see what we can do here.
This guy's been standing for far too long.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Looky here now.
You got it. You got him, Kyle.
29 points of slashing damage.
Da 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 da.
All right.
You
Now,
got him. Describe it for me.
are you ready, Aura? Because this is about to get visceral.
Yes.
Yeah, Bjorn's going to kind of jump up and rush over, kind of using Rue as this kind of a blocker. He kind of leaps up over top Rue, driving the longsword through the top of the creature's head, just nearly missing Aura as he gives it a yank and a twist, and then slides off the other side, pulling the blade with him, literally severing the large creature's head. It plops, still jaws still clenched around Aura's waist.
Very good. Give yourself a hero point. Everybody gets a hero point except the elf, who I already gave one to. So give yourself a hero point.
I looked up mobility.
What does it say? Is it worded any different?
Yes, it says you move in a way that denies your enemies the opportunity to retaliate, and then basically everything else that the feat here in Foundry says.
Retaliate?
Yeah. So
That could be a lot of
you.
things. Anything against him,
Mm-hmm.
I would think, is what they're talking about. So a movement of, say, 10 feet away from him isn't necessarily... At the point of the skitter thing is to get away from you. That's the point.
Yeah, and this looks like it says you move in a way that denies your enemies the opportunity to retaliate. I would assume retaliate against you.
Mm-hmm. Still kind of iffy. I mean, if you were to play... I don't know. That's a funny one. It's not like his ability of mobility negates, say, magical abilities. It's literally what it is. It's a giant step. If you can just extend it beyond 5 feet, is really what you're doing, which prevents what? Reactive strikes. But also anything else, because it's very open with it. It says, what's the word?
Retaliate.
Yeah. So what would that mean, retaliate?
I'm thinking it would deny, like, if, like, say, for example, if Rue would have moved away from me, then I wouldn't have been able to reactive strike him.
That's an obvious one. Well, anyway. If I was to house rule it, if it needed it, I don't think it does. I'll have to look around. If I'd have to house rule it, I'd say it has no effect on something like a movement away. Just anything that is an attack on Rue because of his movement would be nullified. But anything else, it's not going to prevent. It's not a magical ability. It's a physical ability. Mobility isn't a physical thing. He's good at it. If he doesn't move too far, he can move very defensively without leaving openings to him, so he can't be attacked or whatever else would be against him. Okay, Bjorn. Congratulations. Everybody got a hero point. You finished off this dastardly creature. Clickety-clack. I think he chewed up everybody but Celine. He was coming for you next, Celine.
Yeah, chewed, dragged, and spit out.
All right. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Kyle, you did really good there. All those special abilities you have. Making me gnash my teeth.
Yes.
All right, so...
Yeah, we got to get Rue a new set of dice. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
Throw them dice in the jail box.
Take him out in the woods and shoot him. All right. Silence once again returns in this empty cavern now, filled with gore and blood all over the walls. Some of it very recent. Your own blood, Bjorn. Rue. Ara. It was a close one indeed. And for your information, this encounter was severe. Somebody could have died. Well done.
Yeah, once everybody kind of collects themselves, Bjorn will kind of move over and begin examining the corpse. If you can find anything of use on it.
On this creature, it has nothing. I use just a creature.
Rue will just kind of move and lean back against the wall as the rage goes away.
As Rue is moving, Celine's already in action. She's moving to Rue to look on him to deal with his wounds, but as she does, she's pulling out 2 vials of lesser healing, and she chucks one at Aura, the other one she chucks at Bjorn. So basically, you both get a healing potion of lesser.
I'm sorry, Celine. You said you threw something at me?
She threw a healing potion of
potion?
lesser at you, and then she threw a secondary one at Bjorn.
Yeah, Bjorn would have popped it and chugged it.
Yeah, so, Aura does the same thing, and she said, "Thank you, Celine."
Well, that took the edge off.
So now she's going to do battle medicine on Rue. Or treat wounds.
It was a good engagement. Well done, everyone. Sorry I couldn't get to you any quicker, Rue. Save you some fur.
guys. It's a bit sudden, but I have to go. First, we had like a fire alarm thing, and now the cat's going crazy. So,
Oof.
enjoy the rest of your night. It was great playing with you. I'm glad that, we all have a little bit of that spider drool on us here. We all hugged
Yes.
Celine, so she gets it too. And then I'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
You did really well.
See
Well
ya.
done.
Yeah, you too. Good
See
job,
you, Rachel.
everybody.
See you, Rachel.
I didn't do shit. Y'all did the hard work. I was just a maniac running up and down the hallways trying to find Rue.
Okay, so you're sitting here in this empty cave. Blah, 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 blah.
Did I investigate the bone pile?
You could, but there's nothing really to find here. You don't find anything of value. There's just bones and things like that. If you want, you can give me an occultism check. We'll see what that wields.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. Go ahead, Dizzy.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna wait another 10 minutes before I try treat wounds on Gru again.
Ooh, 21. If you look at your modifier, you know exactly what you rolled, Bjorn.
Yeah, not 20. Finally. Finally, I was close 3 times in that damn combat.
So, yeah, I thought it was a cool roll you got there. So, normally this would be a failure. You got yourself, well, let me see. Yeah, that would be a failure, but with a natural 20, it becomes a success. So, one thing you recognize isn't so much the bones around you. Again, it looks like it was eating some of those Rudafan creatures. However, the creature itself is what's known as a Gogateth. And I'm not sure it means anything now at this point, but these creatures... Gogateth is a slavering nightmare of teeth, eyes, and hairy spider-like legs, and its appearance is invariably seared into the minds of any who witness it. Hives of these skittering monsters haunt the lowest reaches of the Darklands, competing with cave worms and other subterranean horrors for food and resources. Gogateth is rarely seen alone, Bjorn, as these oversized vermin learned long ago that the best means of survival is sticking close to others of their own kind. Even the haughty drow know to seek cover when a Gogateth is spotted. For where there is one, a swarm surely follows. I think that's enough information.
Yeah, as Bjorn begins to piece that together, he begins to call out to everyone. We need to leave. There will be more. These creatures hunt in packs.
Celine would have healed Rue up again for 32 hit points.
Everything went black.
Sorry. You can see from the party token, right? No, it's invisible. Sorry. There you are. Okay. All right.
Now I can see.
So with that done and nothing else found, you make your way back from whence you came. So I'm going to take you out of there. Right back down to where you were. At this stage, I only need to know one more thing. Whether you want to continue moving north through this corridor.
Yeah, we'll head that way slowly up for a little bit.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be much. It seems to narrow at one point, right in this area here, past some little fungus that grows along the walls, not glowing unusually, but then it widens once again. Coming within sight, you see that the corridor branches off to the south, continuing to the west. And as you draw closer to this two-way intersection, as it were, you see to the south doors. What a strange occurrence. Massive double doors lie in front of you, Bjorn. From what you can tell, they look to be made of black and green stone. An oxidized bronze lock has a keyhole, but no handles. As you draw close, you notice this. Very unusual door, very unusual structure. To the west, the cave goes on. It continues on. And as you peer down it, in the distance you see what looks like a pool of thick black goo in the center of the floor. And that's where we're going to leave it. So let me bring everybody out of the token, because there's some decisions to be made. And yeah. So there you go. That's where we're going to pick up the next session. You guys probably have some healing to do. Rue, you're still injured. Let me mark off some time, in fact. 10. Okay, that's another hour. And that's where we're going to leave it. Okay? So what do you guys think? What'd you think? Terrible?
Good engagement.
Good engagement?
Yeah, I mean, you said it was a severe encounter, but it didn't really feel that way. At least for me, it kind of felt manageable. Like there wasn't 2 or 3 or 4 of them that we had to kind of split off and split up and, had to really focus everything everywhere. We could kind of pinpoint it.
Well, that ability, that skitter step, is one of the things that made it hard to catch, hard to corner him. That was his whole thing, being able to slip out of there, which worked, a little bit. I liked how he was able to pull away with the body in his mouth. You guys had to chase after him. That was brutal. That jaw attack was probably the most devastating. I don't know. I don't want to give too much about the creature in case you meet him again. I think Ted had a bad go. Bad go.
The most severe part for me was those dice rolls. The dice just were not with me tonight at all.
It happens, man. It happens. I've seen it with Kyle.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it with everybody. There's just times where the freaking dice, foundry dice, they just consistently roll on that bottom end for people. I've seen it happen to Fred too. It's like, geez, why do I bother?
Well, Fred was always rolling low. Like, always.
It hurt. You gotta leave, Dizzy?
I was just gonna say, Rue, I healed you up for another 32 points.
No.
Yep, I saw that. Thank you.
Okay.
Got some healing from the cleric. You're doing good, Dizzy. Excellent work as usual. Keeping the distance, keeping the range, supporting from the back. That's helpful. Good stuff.
I know one thing, I'm gonna need a rest here soon because I need to get my spells back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might have to think about falling back to like a safe room or something to get some rest.
I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but as you wander through these particular areas here, especially if you're slow, there's creatures pulling up on you. So you don't want to dilly-dally too much, I think. I think you're catching on to that, right? Yeah?
Yeah, we gotta move.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. We'll pick up from here. You've got some strange double doors to the south, which is very unusual. I mean, having buildings under here is unusual, but these look particularly... It looks like an entrance to some kind of freaking temple. Just what the heck is going on here? Of course, there's a big lock on it.
I have a hunch, and I hope I'm wrong.
What is it?
I think we're on the other side, though, where we fought that Death Knight and that statue.
I don't think so. I think we're somewhere else entirely different.
Consulting your map, you would see that this location you haven't explored to the west. But if you look at your map, if you were to go all the way back to where you started this session, in that little boathouse, if you were to go all the way back, the structure with the Death Knight and that Gorgon, whatever that creature was, automaton, whatever it was.
Stone Golem.
Yeah, that lie due north. Now, that means if you look at your map, it's possible you could reach there from where you currently are, but you'd have to head west and south. It's possible. You'll have to go further west to see what tunnels lie, but from where you are, if you draw a straight line southwest from where you are, you would reach where that Death Knight was located. There could be a way if you head west. There's definitely a way if you go back to where the boathouse was and head back up. So you don't know. There might be a way to the west. According to your map, you don't know what lies further to the west. There's a lake there, which you never fully explored. You went pretty far north of where that knight was, but you never seen the end of it. You turned back and went down around. So maybe the lake lies west from where you currently are. That would be nice. Maybe not. This, based on your map that you've been keeping. If that helps, I don't know. All right. What is this? Oh. Okay.
I think we're going to be in for one hell of a party when we crack that lock off.
Do you want to investigate the doors right now before we go? You can do that.
Sure, we can take a look at them.
All right. So, again, there's these double doors made of black and green stone. Right? Oxidized bronze lock has a keyhole, but no handles. So if you've got a key and you want to try a key, fine. If you want to try and pick lock, fine. If you want to try and batter the door, you can try. So if you want to batter it, go for it.
You would probably try to pick the lock.
You can pick the lock while I'm kind of examining the door for any symbols, sigils, heraldry, anything like that carved into the stone.
Okay, you can give me a perception roll. And Rue, you can give me a thievery check. Do you have lock-picking tools?
Yep.
Okay, Bjorn. Hold on to that. Let's see what...
Public. Is that private? Blind roll?
This will be private. Or blind. What I will tell you is that this lock is particularly difficult. Very difficult. You critically failed with your roll.
Of course I did. That's how it goes tonight.
You actually rolled okay. Now, the perception roll. Give me a religion or an occult roll next, Bjorn.
Religion coming at you.
There's no symbology, there's no runes, there's no indication of what could lie beyond. It's an unusual stone pair of doors. You get the sense, being a religious sort, that it has something of a religious significance. The green reminds you of almost a mossy effect, which immediately brings up Nimbaloth, god of decay and death, a deity worshipped by Belcora. And we'll leave it at that. As far as the lockpicking is concerned, you failed. The critical failure. You rolled a 30. And it was a critical fail. But you think you could do this. You could pull this off. It's just going to take some time and effort. That's the impression you get, Rue. But it's going to be tough.
And a big-ass warhammer.
Would you like to try?
Well, I have a Earthbreaker which has the raising trait, which means it does more damage to structures and such.
Okay, go for it.
Let me pull it out here.
Make an attack roll. AC will be like 5. Boom! What is this, a hammer?
Yes. And it has the raising trait. It says raising weapons are particularly good at damaging objects, structures, and vehicles. When you deal damage to an object, including shields and animated objects, structures, or vehicles with a raising weapon, the object takes an amount of additional damage equal to double the number of weapon damage dice.
Okay, go ahead and roll some damage. You definitely hit with a 21. Did you roll? Oh, it's a 10. 16 points. As soon as you're... Is this a hammer?
Yes.
Okay, as soon as your hammer hits the stone, it just reverberates and shakes to the point where that 16 points of damage comes back onto you. You take 16 points of damage, bludgeoning, and you drop the hammer to the floor. And it lets out a large boom sound that reverberates all through the hallway.
I thought I was targeting the lock.
The lock. The lock is stone with a bronze fitting. Let me go back to Dizzy. Dizzy, you were using search. Damn it. Aura, who isn't here, she senses, as you approach closer to this door, the presence of this new magic is much more intense. Whether it's beyond these doors or the door itself, you cannot tell. So, Bjorn, after that, you were convinced that this door is not a normal door. Perhaps it's magic. Perhaps it's something else that bars your entry.
Yeah.
Can I do an arcane check on it real quick?
You could.
Alright. Public or blind?
Blind.
Bjorn will stow the hammer and kind of step away.
Son of a...
Go ahead and roll again.
I hit blind on it.
Try it again.
Rolling come.
Arcana, you said, right?
Yep.
It's very much like I said to Bjorn as he looked over this. It's unusual. It's stone. It's brass. Nimbaloth rings a bell. Whether or not you know anything about that, I don't know. But your Arcana says that there's definitely something magical about this portal. This is not an ordinary, nor even possibly just stone surface. Mind you, Bjorn, the lock is built into the stone. I don't know if I made that clear. It's not something hanging off a handle. There's no handles on this. It's built into the stone. It's part of the stone. And whatever protects this portal, no mere hammer, or even magical hammer, at least of that power level, will get through. Although Rue is convinced he can get through this. Either that or perhaps a key. And we'll save that for the next session, I think.
Yeah. I think that's the first door, Fritz, that I can't batter my way through.
I think it was the first door you used that ability, that hammer with, wasn't it?
Arthurian used a maul to batter down the doors of the library level.
Yeah.
This is the only door that I've met yet that withstood my onslaught. I'm about to drop a nuke on it and see if it'll withstand that.
Or just pick it or find the frickin' key. Or use some dispel magic. That's another option if it's locked by a spell. You don't know if it is or not. But a dispel magic spell, that's what it's for. If it's powerful enough, it can dispel a magical lock that's on the door. But you don't know that's what it is. This could be a totally different thing blocking this. But so there's some clues, some ideas, you guys to think about over the weekend or over the week. And we'll leave it there. Because it's fun.
Good to me. A lot to ponder.
All right, folks, we're going to call it here. We're all getting pretty tired here. We're going to see you next week. We're going to continue this and see what these guys have come up with to get past this. Do they go for the key? If they could find it. Those drow showed up and said something about a key. Is this a temple of Nimbaloth? Under here? Maybe. It said Belcor worshipped Nimbaloth, so could this be it? Or are they just going to head west? We'll see. Next episodes, folks. See you till then. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Hang in there, folks. You know why? It's only going to get better. I'll talk to you soon.